On my part, it was desperation. I had owned my own PR agency for a very long period of time. When the bubble went pop, I think I felt a good deal of relief because that solved the situation. I sold the agency off to employees for a song, and we were singing off key. But then I turned around and I was unemployed. Not only that, I hadn't had an employer for over 25 years. And so I started going around to different places and trying to get a job. I figured if I was going to be broke, I might as well do what I loved, which was journalism. And everybody noted that most of the people I'd covered in my youth as a journalist had long since died or become at least, at best, irrelevant. So one day a couple of people said, "Hey, you ought to blog." And I said, "I don't do illegal things. I'm kind of a straight shooter that way." And they explained to me what blogging was, and I started blogging so that I'd get hired by the Mercury, a Wired magazine, or Biz 2.0, and over the next year and a half, most of the people I'd been pitching got laid off, and I realized there was not going to be a future in journalism for me or for a whole lot of other people. At which time a kid named Andy Ruff, who worked at Microsoft, said, "Hey, why don't I put you in touch with this guy Scoble?" And I said, "I've met Scoble, he's kind of geeky, but sure." And so Robert became the fourth person that I pitched to write a book. The other three were saner, I guess, and they said no. But Robert, listened to my hour-and-a-half pitch and said, "Sure." And then the problem was he didn't feel engaged, and I couldn't figure out what was going on with him till one day he called me in the rain from an In-N-Out Burger check-in line where he was sitting with his son Patrick, and said he had a great idea. We would blog the entire book. We'd never meet with each other, we'd never collaborate. We'd simply blog the book, and when we were done with the book, we'd put it on eBay and let publishers bid against each other. And I said, "We'll talk in the morning," and I told my wife I think this guy was Looney Tunes, but we kind of need the eggs, and I thought I'd hang out. By the morning he had blogged the whole thing, and all these people who I had never met were congratulating me, and I had more than 25 posts telling me how great this idea was, and I almost died.